Hi, good morning. Please tell me, why are you such a strong advocate of Vested and its approach?
What Kate has done, what the University of Tennessee has done with Vested, is they've taken the best of the various sourcing methodologies that have worked well and the various relationship management models that have worked well and codified it. She's turned it into a methodology that people who aren't even experts in the business, who haven't done hundreds of deals, can follow the methodology and can be very successful in establishing relationships with providers with whom they want to do business in a way that makes it successful for both parties.
It just makes so much more sense to do business in this way. You create so much more value, you generate so much more innovation.
We knew we needed something different. The fact that it was this a strategic collaborative relationship built on behavioural science, that actually was sort of the piece that was of massive interest.
We all have a stake and we all kind of reach our goals because we're actually working towards the same goals together.
What is your experience of working with Vested in your field?
It is the only way to contract. The deal we did, which I might add was 100% virtual. It was done by Zoom. Took us 28 weeks from start to vested agreement. And that was on in excess of $100 million gap deal per year for our organization. The experience of doing that was just fantastic.
There's always felt like there was something missing, right? There was always some value left on the table, or there was some opportunity missed in terms of what could have been achieved. And so from my perspective, Vested sort of joined the dots. And because it wasn't coming from a service provider environment, it was coming from some really rigorous academic research, from some really serious thought leaders. I think the message started to come through. And so for me, it brought together lots of things that I've intrinsically felt in my gut were the right way of doing things, but I've never been able to personally or corporately to get people into that mindset in the past.
Vested's been a bit of a revelation for us, and the main reason I'm a great advocate now is because actually, there must be another way. A lot of traditional contracts we found at the moment in real estate, in facility management, they are just not working very well.
What makes Vested so different when it comes to outsourcing?
It struck a chord with me because it is very, very people oriented. And ever since my very early days in supply chain, a lot of years ago, it was very clear to me that success in anything that required change is about people. So when you come across something like Vested, which is really trying hard to change the way people work, instant appeal.
It's so much better if you're in it together, you incentivize each other to be able to deliver the solution. But it's quite simple because they put a system to it, and that's what Vested brings to the party.
A vested contract is, a contract that should be good for both parties. So it's balanced. But it's also focusing on driving the right behaviors, as you say. So a big thing in Vested is that you're working with the guiding principles.
Vested creates a dynamic between buyer and supplier, which is much more cooperative and which will lead to great results.
What are your hopes for Vested into the future? How will it progress and move forward from this point?
I think that the more traditional way of working with the suppliers, I'd like to think has had its day now, and that people will start seeing the real benefits of working alongside in a mutual relationship rather than it being one-sided.
I think more organizations should go there and should not, be stuck into this traditional antagonistic buyer-supplier relationship.
To be honest, I'm a convert. If anyone asks me about Vested, I'm more than happy to talk to them about it.